Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. We are going out for the annual That's What She Shot spearfishing tournament. We're hoping to get a bunch of different things this year. Holly's competing in scuba. It's going to be Reef's last year as a junior diver, and I am going to be going for the lionfish category. So hopefully we can put it all together and take home a win.
We're loading the boat now. We'll see you out there. It's looking promising. Alright, so here we are, heading down for our first dive. We threw a grapple anchor onto this barge, and this barge was sitting at about 120 feet to the sand. And this is one of the deepest dives that Dean and I have done together. So as the barge comes into view, I cut out a little bit of our descent, but immediately we are looking for big signs of life. So any groupers, as they're usually the most skittish fish to leave. And it was covered in lots of bait fish, but we didn't really see too much on this particular barge. There were, however, at least two huge Goliath groupers that were kind of chilling at the back. So no shootable fish except for tons of these lionfish. Now Dean is going after the most amount of lionfish, so this was a really good spot for him, but unfortunately I was not able to get anything. Alright, we just did our first dive. There were a ton of lionfish on it, so Dean got about 12 of them. Just bing, 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 bing. And then now we're at a shallow site. Dean's brother and his dad now free diving while we take our surface interval. But we'll probably do another dive or two and just kind of hang out for now while we desat for a bit. So far, Reef has gotten a mangrove snapper and a lionfish, and Josh has also gotten a lionfish. We're putting all the lionfish in a separate cooler in here.
Spot number 3. Got Reef's dad going in the water.
It's pretty sporty out. Wind was calling for like 18 miles an hour. Got a big shell.
I think. I don't know. Or it's a coconut. I don't know.
Coconuts float. Whoa.
Is it alive?
Yeah, it's alive. Not anymore.
It's alive. Oh,
Teeth it. Ribs on it.
wow.
Queen helmet.
That's the biggest one I've ever seen.
What is it? Call it queen helmet.
Look at the top.
Here we are headed down for our second dive of the day, about 60 feet, so not too bad. Immediately once we descended, I was trailing 2 black groupers, and they were just out of my line of sight. But I was able to line up a shot here. It's kind of out of frame, unfortunately, but did manage to shoot, and I was able to secure my first black grouper, my first fish of the day. So this was my first ever black. Very proud of this one. I got it at a really good spot, so I didn't have to fight too hard with it. And Dean was really proud, but a really, really nice fish to start off the day for me. Since this was really early into our dive and we didn't want to go up just yet, we decided to send this fish up on a hook, and we secured it, and here's me taking out my surface marker buoy that we were going to send up to the boat since they were following our bubble trail. It's kind of a risky move to do this because you're assuming that the boat topside is going to be able to see it, and you're kind of at mercy of any sharks that might want to snag the fish, but we took our chances here since we wanted to stay down longer, so off my black grouper goes to the surface. It wasn't too far since we were only at about 60 feet, like I said, so not too bad. Figured we could try and get a couple more fish while we were down here. The visibility on this day was really quite poor. I would say we probably had about 20 feet that we could see, which can be really good for shooting groupers because they in turn can't see you either, so you're able to sneak up on them a little bit better. Here a big school of jacks came through, and Dean pointed out a pretty big mangrove snapper. So I'm lining up my shot here and was able to get my second fish of the day, a mangrove snapper. So at this point I have fulfilled 2 out of the 4 fish that I need to get for the tournament. And if you kind of look at the top of the screen here, this fish did get pretty stuck in the substrate, but I almost collided with this lionfish inside of this big vase sponge. But Dean was able to give me a hand here and help me, well, get the lionfish first. And figured the fish would come second. So he got his lionfish and gave it a couple more tugs. I didn't want to bend the shaft, obviously, so I'm trying to be really gentle with it. But Dean is very good at unsnagging shafts, so he pulled the fish out for me. And then we actually keep that fish inside of our lionfish keeper, but this red grouper did sneak up on me and again stoned that fish. I actually wasn't sure if this fish was bigger than my black grouper, so that's why I did decide to shoot it, in addition to, you know, wanting more fish to eat. But this was a really easy shot and a very interesting color change once I did pull that shot. He turned very white. These fish are kind of fun to shoot because they come right up to you and they just start finning with their fins. But very happy with that, and then we decided that we would end our dive here and head up.
just came up from our second dive and pretty successful. 2 groupers, lots of lionfish, and my 1 mangrove snapper. Pretty good dive. I felt really buoyant the whole time, and I got tangled in the gun a couple times, but overall, really cool. That was actually my first black I think I've ever shot, so I'm pretty happy about that. Now to take a nice long surface interval. Second dive.
This was our last spot that we did on this day, and this was a pretty shallow spot. We were only about 15 feet down. Again, going for more lionfish. I still needed to get mine, and also looking for a hogfish if we could find one. And this site had quite a few big rock formations and coral heads, which is really ideal for hunting lionfish. So, Dean found a couple lionfish that were hanging out on the lip of this coral head. So I hung out and filmed him shooting them. I think this particular ledge had like 4 or 5, so we really hit the honey hole on this one. And I'm kind of just staying as a lookout for any fish that might swim by. But as always, I love to do my part in cleaning up the ocean. I really feel like I get some good karma by doing that. And this bag actually came in good hand for some shells that I found during this dive too, so I had somewhere to put them. But Dean actually was trying to get my attention as I was picking that up, and turns out he had actually found a really nice shell, so he was pointing to it here. And this was I think it's a deer cowrie. I've only ever found one of these before, so this was really exciting find and really nice size too. So I'm gonna clean her up and put her on display in my house. And this nurse shark also did this little flyby, which was cool to see. I really feel like picking up trash almost is like instantaneous with seeing some cool critters. Here we have another coral head, and we found a few lionfish hanging out on this particular spot. They were a little bit smaller here though. Dean gave me his flashlight so I could give him a hand. But we can see 2 pretty nice ones hanging out here. Actually, you can see 3. This spot was kind of loaded with them, and we've dove this spot many times before, and I don't think I've ever seen this many lionfish on the spot, so kind of interesting to see how their population shifts at different sites. But Dean's just chugging away and slaying those lionfish. Dean was kind enough to let me use the pole spear to try and get my lionfish. So he really set me up here with the light so I could see. And this lionfish is sitting right underneath that coral, so I'm not going to hurt anything as I'm shooting it. Or spearing it, whatever.
We are headed back to the dock. It's 5:15. Finished up the day on some of the patches. Got quite a few more lionfish, and Reeve scored himself a nice gabera. We will review our catch once we get back to the dock and see how hard we got to try tomorrow.
Ollie got this very nice black, probably 12 pounds. Reef got himself a mangrove. And another mangrove. And this is the mangrove that Holly got. Holly also got herself a very nice red. Little bonus critter from Reef, the yellowjack. Very yummy. And Reef got this really nice mangrove snapper. Just kidding, it's a Kubera snapper. Got him in real shallow water. Very cool. Don't see these guys too often. But it was really neat for Reef to be able to get one. This was his first one. Here, it's prettier on this side. As you can see, they get quite a bit bigger than the mangroves. And that is everything for day one. So hopefully we can add some hogfish and another grouper to this tomorrow. Reef needs a grouper. I would like some more lionfish. And Holly and Reef both need a hogfish. Other than that, all our points will be checked off. And we got the hard things out of the way today, so that's good. We will see you guys tomorrow morning. Morning everyone, day 2. We got to get a hogfish for Holly today and hopefully upgrade her snapper. And Reef is looking for a grouper and a hogfish. And I'm hoping to put some more lionfish in the boat. So we are down in Key West. We put the boat in the water, Stock Island. Now we are headed west. About 30 miles. Should be there in about 40 minutes. And then we will hop in the water and see you under.
Alright, day 2, and we are in the Gulf this time. All dives on this day were really shallow, which is great. We can just kind of hop in and out as we need to. So this is our second spot that we went to. Not having a ton of luck so far, but big coral heads, and we got some lionfish. So obviously Dean's going to grab those. And I really started enjoying spearing these lionfish. It's been super fun. And it's really doing good for the environment too, since they are an invasive species here in the Florida Keys. And no matter where you go, the Gulf or the Atlantic side, you're bound to find some. This dive we actually saw a big red grouper, and I already gotten my grouper requirement for the tournament, so we signaled to Dean's brother Reef to come and grab this one. The fish swam right up into this coral head here. I'd actually swam around the coral head and made contact with the fish, and then saw him or her swim underneath, so we knew the fish was under there for sure. So Dean made his dive, or Reef made his dive, and he's looking for the fish here. And he shoots his shot and scored the fish. So great job, Reef. This was a pretty nice red grouper actually. I'm a little envious that I didn't get to shoot it myself, but happy to help him get his grouper. So then we went down for our third dive, and this had a ton of big spots, and what ducked into that ledge there I think was a Caribbean king crab. So not after those today, but again, at this point I'm really just looking for a hogfish. And luckily I did find one at this site. You can kind of see this hogfish duck behind a big rock here. And here I am tailing it. And I got my shot. And this fish was very panicked. So I'm trying to pull it in as quick as I can. Definitely don't want it to rip off. I've been looking for a hogfish all day. We'd seen a ton that were really short. None of them were big enough to harvest. But at this point, I've gotten all 4 of my fish requirements for the tournament. So I'm very, very stoked. And I got a little bit tangled in the line here with how much it was flailing around. But very, very pretty patterns on its face. These fish are really cool. Of course, for a little bit of celebration.
Nice, Holly. Nice. Let it go.
Thank you.
Brought my fish up to the boat, and at this point I'm really just looking for any fish that are bigger than the one I've already found. So really just trying to upgrade my fish. And obviously help Dean look for more lionfish. And since we had lots of big coral heads, it was a really great spot for finding lionfish. So Dean got a couple more at this particular site. And I think this was the last spot that we visited, and then we called it a day. Gotta head to the weigh-in.
Been doing it for a while. Don't do it for work. See his butt.
I believe we only got 2 hogfish today.
Could have had a third.
Yep.
If like out in the deep something's down there, but dude, it's
What did he say?
9.6.
That's a heavy red. Very heavy red.
those are all like it has every contour, every little nookie thing. Like it's over. Fisher.
I think probably 10,
Very close.
11.
What is the next one? I'll take a picture. Yeah.
Good job, Holly. Nice fish. You got a lionfish?
Yeah. Do you mind this? Yeah. This one. Just one?
Look, girls.
You guys stay on the queue. Open your mouth. I'm up there and you point out.
I don't know if we got it. We're gonna put it box.
We'll just retract it.
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
Nice job. Thank you. Thanks for doing it, guys.
Yeah, hold on.
There you go.
Nice. Andy. Andy.
That small bear or big?
Yeah, a little cabarrel. It'd be cool if it was a big gray.
How you been? Good to see you.
I mean, it's more than Olivia. Right now.
We'll do nothing wrong.
Jenna. Well, there's just a lot here. All right, we got 1, 2, 3.
Right?
I know.
Light work, baby. Light work.
Nice job.
Hello everyone. So I got all the fish offloaded from our weekend from the That's What She Shot tournament. All this was shot over the weekend minus a couple yellow jacks and a hogfish and another grouper. These are Holly's 2 groupers, Reef's Cubera, a couple triggerfish we were able to throw in there, Holly's hogfish, a nice dog snapper that Reef got, which is really cool. They're very pretty color. Got that bright orange on them and a little pink. And then I ended up getting 30 lionfish, and then Holly and Reef got their lionfish apiece, so we ended up taking 32 lionfish, which is great. All those lionfish will be donated to Moat Marine Laboratory, so as students are able to go and do their dissections on them. So this is the spear gun that I won for the lionfish category. They do a random drawing, so it all depends on who goes first. They get drawn. I ended up going for second pick, so I got this spear gun. And then Reef was next in line, and he got this nice koa. And my cap came with this float from Red Tide. Be great for wahoo. And Reef's koa came with a float line from Red Tide, which will be also great for wahoo. And that is pretty much everything that we got for winning the tournament. Holly got a couple things in a raffle. Other than that, we are very grateful. Thank you very much to Jenna and the That's What She Shot crew. And we also appreciate all the sponsors for donating all this amazing stuff. And we're so happy that we are able to help womankind. So we will see you on the next video. Good night.